Greetings, Legionists. Arendelft here. So, first off, I'd like to say I just barely watched this trailer, the Warhammer 40K Inquisitor Martyr campaign intro. And I have to say, I am extremely excited. But I will go ahead and just let it play to show you why first. So, if you haven't already watched this, just sit back and enjoy it. And if you have already watched it, well, just go ahead and skip through it.
Inquisitor's log. Classified report. Scheduled for later transmission. I am closing on the source of the inquisitorial distress signal I was assigned to investigate. The coordinates I received from the Caligari Conclave led me to a desolate system. There were many delays during the journey. The intensity of the Caligari warp surges is beyond anything I've experienced. These anomalies are spreading through the subsector like a tidal wave. The distress signal has an ancient encryption used by the Holy Orders. It is authentic, but extremely old. The signal is coming from a battered fortress monastery that was likely spat from the warp when the tide of the surges swept through the sector. There is no response to our hailing signals.
Inquisitor, this is your captain speaking. I'm still trying to hail the monastery, but I get no response.
The hull looks intact, though. I think it was simply abandoned a very long time ago.
Then what do you expect to find over there?
Something that once belonged to the Inquisition, and lots of empty holes.
Sounds exciting. I've instructed your pilots to land on the hangar deck.
Stand by and wait for my signal.
Whoa. Okay, so the whoa factor here isn't storyline oriented since, they didn't really reveal much of the story here. It is mostly just the fact that very, very rarely do 90% of any sci-fi genres capture just how big space is. And I emphasize big. So in this solar system, as they're on approach, let me go ahead and do that.
I was assigned to investigate.
Alright. So you legitimately, as they're on approach here, just look, you don't see anything. It looks like it's completely empty. There's just nothing out there besides the planet and its moon. And then you get closer, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of some wreckage. When considering just how huge space is, it would be legitimate that once you'd only be seeing it like this once you got really, really close. And I love how well they capture the essence of that. And then I think you might be seeing some, yeah, there he goes. Okay. And this is a fortress monastery. That is one huge ship. I mean, just plain huge. It's legitimately like, yeah, and you don't even really, come to scope with it. And then you see this tiny little ship right here compared to this huge abandoned ship. And the way he's talking about it, it's so realistic. I'm just like freaking stoked. And then I want to go ahead and pull up this. And let me see if I can't find... Yes. Okay. So I don't think this is a Gloriana class chapter flagship. No, it's a fortress monastery. And I don't think it's on this size chart. Because there's a size chart here that I consult sometimes. And the Gloriana class chapter flagship is, 19,960 meters long. But this is a fortress monastery. Entirely different ship. Not seeing the fortress monastery listed here. Oh well. But regardless though, it's a friggin' huge ship. And I don't know what this little dinky ship is that they brought in here. And it's not going to be an Astartes battle barge or anything like that. If I had to guess, it's probably a frigate. But in any case, and then you come in closer here. And it's just like, oh. You see the frigates, or assuming frigates, engines power off. And then bay door opens up in the bottom. You see a Valkyrie come out. And the Valkyrie is, you do see that a size comparison between the Valkyrie and this ship. So at this point, you have a little bit of a better idea, at least the size of this ship. And then it flies over through the vacuum of space. Now, one thing I quickly want to get clear here is in pretty much any sci-fi genre, very few craft are fitted with engines to be capable of, to be maximum capable of both space and atmospheric flights. This Valkyrie could likely still fly in space, but it wouldn't, fly in atmosphere, but it wouldn't be nearly as effective as a one strictly designed to fly in atmosphere. But in any case, they just have to be fitted with different engines. And then this thing starts flying closer to... Oh, gosh, this is such a sweet shot. It starts flying closer. And look at the size of that gun. Just that gun right there alone, when you do a size comparison, is like almost the size of the ship this thing came out of. In like broad, like how wide it is. And that should alone tell you right here, because this is just one of the side guns on this thing. If one of these guns is like nearly as wide as that ship that this Valkyrie came out of is, how big is this thing? And it's no coincidence they have this thing flying right by the gun so that you can get that good size comparison. And then it pans over the top of the ship and you're just like, holy Terra, this thing is huge. Oh, I'm just like, So, if they were like, hey, we want a lot of territory to be playing this game through, a lot of expansive area, I think they chose correctly. Oh, gosh, this is just beautiful. Oh. And then, this is... Oh, are these bodies? I think these are bodies. Yeah, that's a leg. That's a freaking leg right there. I thought that was just a breeze at first, but no, these are bodies. Oh, just... I have to say, this has got me, like, stoked for the game. And I don't expect there to be a lot more sequences like this one. Not many, really. But regardless, the fact that they went to this much effort and this much realism makes me very interested in how realistic they're going to make the rest of it. And what I'm eager to see is if this ship is ever going to be actually powered back up. Because even an Inquisitor, with their massive amounts of resources at their disposal, the power that they have, not even they would sneeze at the concept of reclaiming a fortress monastery, for the Imperium. Even they would, most likely be wanting to be like, okay, yeah, if we can reclaim this ship, we're going to. The only downside is that a ship this vast requires a pretty sizable crew to man and maintain. However, they might be able to use a skeleton crew from the previous ship to man critical stations and limp it back to home. However, that's assuming whatever battle damage it suffered wouldn't be preventative of those measures and whatnot. But just like, I am so beyond stoked for this now. And I love storylines. I love campaigns. This thing's focusing on a storyline. This thing's focusing on a campaign. So I am just like, yes. Oh, in any case, if anybody has any feedback on this, please leave it in the comments section below. I would love to hear from you. What do you think? Are you as stoked for this game as I am? Do you have any thoughts, feelings, anything like that to leave? Comment section below. Let me know what you think. And if you truly liked this awesome freaking trailer, I will leave a link down for it in the description below. Go follow the link, give it a view, give it a like, show your support for this. Just like, yes. And if you like this particular video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And if you disliked it, please let me know why. And if you are new to the channel and genuinely enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing. In any case, don't get in too much trouble or do. It's always up to you. Toodles!